You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for On Swift Horses. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. On Swift Horses is a 2025 dramatic romance directed by Daniel Minahan. The film follows Muriel and Lee, her husband, as they embark on a new life together after he returns from the Korean War. However, their newfound stability is thrown into upheaval when Lee's charismatic brother, a wayward gambler with a secret past, rolls into their lives. The film stars Daisy Edgar-Jones, Jacob Elordi, Will Poulter, Diego Calva, and Sasha Kelly. So On Swift Horses was the April 14th AMC Screen Unseen. Now, this was on my short list of what could be the mystery movie tonight, and I was ecstatic when this turned out to be the film because, well, obviously, Jacob Elordi and Diego Calva in a gay romance together. On Swift Horses, of course, was one of my most anticipated films of the year. And that's why I'm so happy to report that I really enjoyed On Swift Horses. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, let's kick things off with the performances because I think everyone is fantastic in this film. Daisy Edgar-Jones has to walk this really balanced tightrope, and she handles it expertly. This housewife with so much bubbling under the surface, just just ready to gamble on life as she wants to live it, but not quite ready to lay all her chips bare. And I think she nails that in a richly subtle, beautiful fashion. Jacob Elordi is fantastic here. Of course, he's charismatic. Of course, he's beautiful and charming and effortlessly pulls off that aspects to this character. But he also nails not only the darkness, but this hopeful romantic that finds his way to the core of the character. This character that is fighting against everything he says he is, but slowly and surely laying his hand down bare to be seen. Will Poulter is also very good as a well-meaning but not completely well-mannered husband. And Diego Calva is his charming, beautiful self. But I want to put a spotlight on Miss Sasha Kelly, who was fantastic in this film. One, she looks amazing here. But two, oh my gosh, she just draws you in from the very moment she appears on the screen. A wonderfully captivating performance from her. I also really enjoyed the direction of this film, setting it up as kind of a parallel between two characters that are very clearly trying to discover themselves in a similar way, trying to explore themselves and express themselves around a similar topic, but doing so worlds apart in completely different fashions, in completely different circumstances, and facing completely different challenges. And it all kind of culminate. And then we have the interweaving of these stories and this really like pressure point release ending that actually took me by surprise with how impactful it turned out to be. I was expecting a really impactful ending to go one way. I was kind of like setting myself up for that. And it's another, but I got a completely different ending that I think was just as impactful. It beautifully balances the romance and passion in these scenarios and puts that up against the gambling metaphors that are present throughout, whether it be through horse racing or through the casino. There's this wonderful line about being just like one hit away from losing the pot, losing everything at the table. And that's really the line that embodies this entire film and what it represents. I thought the cinematography was gorgeous in a really kind of unpolished yet beautiful way. The natural lighting, the backlight that comes through and kind of shines over everything worked to great effect for me here. The original music was fantastic. Honestly, the entire soundtrack and score was great. The production design and costume design was beautiful. It was a film that for a while I wasn't sure was going to get me there, but by the end, it got me in my feels and had me completely wrapped up. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to On Swift Horses? Well, my main complaint actually is with Diego Calva's character. He's a frustrating character, which in and of itself is not a negative, but he's a frustrating character that we don't see enough of. We don't get enough of his viewpoint to truly go on a journey with him. So instead, you're kind of left on the outside looking in with his dynamic with Jacob Elordi, as well as just him as a person. You're just like, what are you doing, sir? What is going on? So I don't think his character was nearly fleshed out as much as it should have been. That relationship between Jacob Elordi and Diego Calva also wasn't able to hook me in as much as it should have. And really, my only other negative is that I do think it's a bit too drawn out, particularly in the second act. You really are like, okay, we need to move this along a little bit. Some of this could have been cut. We could have shortened this down. It's barely at around 2 hours, but I think about 10 minutes could have been shaved off. Or actually, more preferably, 10 minutes could have been reallocated from what we got into giving Diego Calva more of an actual arc. And I think then you would have solved the problem of the middle portion feeling like it was dragging and the film kind of halting for a while. And you would have fixed the problem with Calva's character by and large. So overall, I really enjoyed On Swift Horses. Unfortunately, I don't think it quite reaches the like masterful level I was hoping for, the blow me away favorite movie of the year as soon as I see it type of viewing experience. However, it is a really transfixing, beautiful film that slowly but surely lured me back to the betting table. So, if a nice, complicated, slow burn sounds right up your alley, I definitely think you're going to want to check out On Swift Horses. If you're part of the queer community, I mean, you get Diego Calva booty, you get Will Poulter booty, you get Sasha Kelly booty, you get everybody is in all different states of undress throughout this film. So, go watch it for that alone, huh? But that was my review for On Swift Horses. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see On Swift Horses, or did you also check it out at this week's Screen Unseen? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up over on that blue sky. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.